Amazing. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Please forgive my voice. It's a little dry where I am. I'm in another hotel, so it's been a fun time. I'm going to talk to you about fast twitch and slow twitch muscle fibers and which one is best for Pilates because I had this question in the comments, and I'm super, super excited to answer that question. Before I do that, I answer questions every single Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, so you can put your questions on any comment of any video, and we'll grab that for a future live. If you're an onlinepilatesclasses.com member, however, we'll answer your questions in the community, and we'll even give you feedback on your form, which is really, really helpful. So this is a really fun question because it takes me back to a time when I actually studied the anatomy and human body, and I thought I was going to be an athletic trainer and sort of a doctor and all these things. And so there's fast twitch and slow twitch muscle fibers. We all have them, and typically people have about 50% of each one. They've done studies to see, like, can you change them? How do they change? Can a fast twitch become a slow twitch? And in the research I did for this live, there's actually not a ton of research on this. However, when they study someone who is doing a sport that requires one versus the other, they typically have more of that muscle than someone who trains in a different thing. So for example, let's talk about fast twitch. Fast twitch are the muscle fibers that require anabolic training. These be an anabolic state for those to turn on. So think like running, sprinting, right? Something that takes a more cardiovascular ability. The thing about those muscles is they move fast, but they tire fast. So I like to liken it to football. If you look at a football game, they move fast and then they take a break. They move fast and take a break. And you're like, how do they work like this for 2 hours? They don't. They don't do that. An endurance athlete, however, that athlete actually like a marathon runner, even though they're moving quite fast compared to like maybe you and I, they have more of a slow twitch muscle fiber. So that is going to allow them to run for longer. So there's a different, like, just think about, like, does the activity require a short burst of energy or a slow burn? And so to answer this question, which one are you using for Pilates? Probably more slow twitch. No one's in a study. So I love this question. I try to find something, but just based on the idea that Pilates requires you eventually to move from one exercise to the next, to transition without pausing. You need to build up endurance. So maybe in the beginning, when you're new to Pilates, you probably are using a little bit of like fast twitch, but I don't think so, because unless you're doing some sort of like cardio Pilates where you're like really like short of breath, I don't think that's the case. So I'm going to say it's slow twitch, and that's a good thing. It allows you to really build your endurance, which is why I love Pilates for endurance athletes, because it's a way for them to train endurance without tiring their body and to cross train the muscles that they need to prevent injuries. So so that's really cool. Another thing I found while I was watching this, and feel free to ask your questions while I'm watching. So they actually studied a set of twins, which is like not a great study because you can't just study two people and go, that's how it is for everybody. Like, that's never going to work. However, they did study a set of twins. One was an endurance athlete and one was super, super sedentary. And the endurance athlete had more fast twitch muscle fibers than the sedentary twin. But what's interesting is they found that the sedentary twin had some more, the endurance athlete had more slow twitch muscle fibers, and the sedentary twin had, oddly enough, more fast twitch. And it's like, because probably they sit around, and they have to like do something and then they lay down again. So what I would suggest is don't stress too much about, am I using fast twitch? Am I using slow twitch? Your body will do it. Your body's this incredible, amazing thing that when you fuel it correctly and you provide it the right challenge, it will actually develop the type of muscle fiber it needs for the activity. Like, our bodies will evolve with us. If you're like, I can never run, guess what? Yes, you can. Now, maybe you can only run from this house to the next house. And then a few days later, you can run 2 houses and then 3 houses and then a block. No, you can't run a marathon day one, but you shouldn't do that. That's terrible. It's like the same people who want to do advanced Pilates exercise on day one. maybe your body can get to the positions, but you're not built for it yet. And so allowing yourself to be a beginner in whatever new fitness modality you're doing is the best thing you could ever do. Building your foundations and letting your body learn the strengths it needs, it will do it for you. So my teacher, Jay Grimes, said to me, he said, Lesley, you can't actually teach Pilates to a body. You cannot, which is shocking because what do I call myself? A Pilates teacher? I'm a Pilates teacher. But he said, you cannot talk Pilates into a body. The body teaches itself. My job, he said, is, and if you're a teacher watching this, your job, our job is to give the body what it needs. If you're not a teacher, guess what? This is still for you. Give your body what it needs. So what's cool about taking a class with someone like me is instead of me talking nonstop in your ear, I'm giving you directions on how to move your body so that you create the strength that you need. Whether your body needs more fast twitch or slow twitch, your body will determine that so that it can rise to the occasion. And that's the coolest thing about our bodies. Our bodies will always rise to the occasion. If you've heard stories about people who don't weight lift, but then they're able to pull a car up because their body rose to the occasion. The adrenaline rush came in and they were able to do something. So the best thing we can do for our body is be consistent in whatever it is that we're doing, not be so hard on ourselves with what isn't working yet, and instead focus on building those foundations. And so what I try to do at this channel and what I strive to do at OPC, and I can do it there better because I can help with consistency with people, is find out what exercises you struggle with and creating classes around those exercises so that you can learn how to build your body up. Why? If you practice the same exercise over and over and over again and you can't do it, it doesn't mean you're able to do it. You should still do the exercise if it's possible for your body, but using the other exercises in the modality in Pilates to support you will help you do it. If you struggle with teaser, but you can do a really good swimming, guess what? Your teaser will get better. Let's work on your swimming. Let's work on your roll up. Let's work on those things. And so that's the goal and how I teach everything. So thank you for asking the question, which one do we use, fast twitch or slow twitch in Pilates? I wish I could tell you what the science says. I'm just going to go off my gut, but it's probably going to be more slow twitch just because of the endurance of it all. But certain exercises use more phasic muscles, and phasic and postural muscles. Those are the two other types you could think about. So postural muscles have more endurance. Postural muscles are your hamstrings, your glutes, your quads, some of your core muscles. Those are the muscles that just like hold you up standing, right? Your rectus spinae. Phasic muscles are muscles that turn on demand. Like you require those muscles, they turn on. And the best thing you can do about Pilates is really actually try to develop more strength in those phasic muscles, demand more from them. So like the laying down side kicks is going to be a phasic muscle exercise, and you will feel in just less than 10 reps, those muscles around your glutes burn because it's not your glute max, it's your glute mean, your glute minimus, your inner thighs. And by challenging those muscles consistently, what happens is when you need to have a phasic muscle turn on, it is ready to go, it is on demand, it is strong, it is steady. So that is what I'd rather you focus on Pilates. How consistent can I be? How much can I allow myself to be a beginner? And how much am I allowing my phasic muscles to dive in and let my postural muscles like take a beat? Because we don't need those hip flexors to do everything. They do enough. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you to those who are here live with me. It's really an honor to see that people are here listening to this question. I'm glad it was of interest to you. If you have a question you want me to answer, put it in the comments below. I go live every Sunday. Next Sunday, I will be somewhere in either Tampa or Nashville. This Sunday, I'm in LA. I know last Sunday I was in the desert, and the Sunday before that I was in Dallas. It's a busy time, but I'm here to answer your questions. And if you want to try OPC, go to onlinepilatesclasses.com/YouTube. It's an incredible community with incredible, amazing classes that will help meet you where you are and help take you where you want to go. That's what we do. Massive, amazing community. It's just really, really cool, and we can actually help keep you consistent. So thank you so much. Have an awesome day.